Tell them you love them.
You're welcome. We love you.
Say love you.
Your candy?
Oh yeah, shoot, that's in here.
I don't want to be in it. Get lower.
I could objectively say that this is perhaps the most inhumane and vicious crime that I have handled out of the thousands of cases that I have seen. And nothing less than a maximum sentence would be appropriate. And anything less than the maximum sentence would depreciate the seriousness of this offense. Deputies, I would respectfully ask that you take this defendant into custody and have him serve the rest of his life in the Department of Corrections. We are in recess.
I don't want him to really go in the ocean. I mean,
Ready, set? Ready, set?
The pool opens in 2 weeks too.
what's the degrees today?
85 last I checked. 120.
Wow.
No, Cece.
Yeah.
Cece, get girl.
Oh God. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? She can climb that fence.
Girls.
Oh, Cece
Girls.
Bella.
Okay, you want chocolate? No chocolate? If you want chocolate, you just get this bowl. You want this one? Bigger one? We're gonna go.
I love you too.
This is the morning. This is why I love that I thrive. Everyone needs to deserve this. Everyone.
Absolutely everyone.
Tell them how much fun it is.
It's amazing.
This place is nuts.
Absolutely.
It is phenomenal.
We're gonna go have some fun. Get to hear what's coming out. It's absolutely exciting. We're super excited. We'll be back here live shortly, guys. Love you.
Mr. Watts, why did you kill your wife and 2 children?
Mr. Watts, did you confess?
Uh-oh. There's a wall, kid. Wait, let go of the gas. Watch out, Bella. Mom.
in that one. Do you mind if I which way you want me? Over right in that chair. So, can we finalize that one other interview real quick? Sure. 1 minute, Mr. Watts? Yeah, all right. Be right back. Do you need anything to drink? Got some water. Okay, I'll get some water. All right.
So how you doing?
I'm stressed out and stuff. I totally understand this. I can understand what happened or what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like I'll tell them, shit. Graham.
Yeah.
She's a very controlling woman. As far as that, and my wife says she's a narcissist from what she got. I guess.
Well, you know, if I could put you up on something, ask you a couple basic questions, just your name and all that information, so I can take notes.
Ronnie
Watts,
W-A-T-T-S.
W-A-T-T-S. Okay. So your date of birth?
1456.
1456. Okay, and you're out of state, right? You came
Yeah, I
out there.
live in North Carolina. Well, I live in Spring Lake, North Carolina.
Spring Lake. Okay, what's the address there?
1107 Vass, V-A-S-S Road.
V-A-S-S?
Yeah.
Road?
Yeah, Spring Lake.
Spring Lake.
28390.
28390. Okay, and we contact you, please, sir.
910-578-3408.
3408. Okay, that's a cell?
Yep.
All right. And then, and obviously Chris is your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
One boy, one girl.
All right. And so you just flew out here today?
This morning.
Okay. All right. And if you could, maybe you could just start with what happened, how you became aware that there's a situation and
Chris would call me, let's see, get the date right, today's Wednesday, right?
yes, sir.
And this was, happened Monday. He would call me and he said, did there's something going on, what's going on?
Do you remember what day that was?
And it was Monday.
Monday? Okay. Do you know approximately what time?
It was morning, about the time when I got home from work, it was around 6:30 my time, so then about 4:30 out here, probably something like that.
Okay. With everything.
Well, if my memory serves me right, don't keep the date straight right now.
Yeah, no, and it just as best as you ever recall, so. Okay, so about that time you gave your call, I said, something's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did he tell you about that?
He said, Chanel and the girls are missing, or gone, is what he told me. They're missing, they're gone, they don't know where they're at. He said, she left her phone, her purse, her car. He says he has no clue what the hell she's run off with the kids or what the hell's going on. He was dumbfounded about it, more or less. And he told me the situation, what happened, that the other girl, he told me what happened that morning, that they had a discussion, because she'd already knew this was coming, that he wanted to get a separation and put the house up for sale. And he said, the marriage just wasn't working any longer.
Okay.
So
Were you aware of that prior to this phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you knew they were married?
Yeah. And he told me about a couple weeks prior to that, when he come down to she'd come down from North Carolina for 6 weeks. And staying some with us, some with her parents. Her parents live about 30, 40 miles from us.
Also, they're both there. Were they originally living in North Carolina before they moved out here to Colorado?
You come up.
I'm talking about Chris and, how do I say, Shanann.
They've, met, actually, a friend of ours introduced them. That's what, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was. And Chris left home at 18 when he graduated. He moved to Charlotte. He went to NASCAR Tech, and he worked at Ford dealership for a few years. And then him and Stan moved in together out there, and then they decided to move to Colorado, not here. Now she's had friends up here for some reason. I don't know if we all out here, but anyway, that's what they did.
And then, how old were they when they met, or how long ago was that?
I've been 7, 8 years ago.
7 or 8? Mm-hmm. And how old is Chris? I'm not even sure the age.
His birthday is May 16th or 17th. My anniversary is one day, his birthday's the next. It's 16th or 17th. And it's 1985. It's 33.
Okay. So they met about 7 or 8 years ago in North Carolina, and then moved out. Do you remember when they moved out here?
That I couldn't tell you. I don't know exactly when that was.
Just a background information, but okay. So they moved on out here to Colorado. Did they have children while they were in North Carolina, or did they have one here? Here. And it's 2 children.
Yeah.
And then one
Bella and CC, and one on the way.
All right. Bella and CC. So they, when was that visit? You said she was in North Carolina for about 6 weeks visiting her family?
That was, okay, through the calendar.
I can help out with that. Let's see. It was handy to have
I'm trying to remember all the dates and stuff around about, but they just flew back, because she went to the Lavelle thing in Arizona. They got one.
You think it's July? This weekend?
What's the dates? Dates
Today's the 15th. I'm sorry, I got all sorts of stuff that time.
But she went to what was it? But they flew back here, 8th and 9th, I think.
Oh, so this was recent. They just got back from North Carolina?
Yeah.
And it was the whole family?
Yeah, but she stayed out there 6 weeks. Chris came down for the last week.
Okay.
We come down there, which I got to see him one time when he was down there, because she refused to let us see the kids.
Yeah.
Because her and my wife had fallen out.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay. So for this week, they were both there?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
good.
yeah. So we went on vacation. Me and my son-in-law and my other 2 grandkids, and my wife stuff went to Myrtle Beach, and they were in North Myrtle Beach at the same time, and it was like 5 miles apart. But still couldn't see the grandkids.
Okay. Yeah, so I definitely want to hear about that, some of the stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
But you think they came back to Colorado the 9th to the 10th?
She flew out and went to Arizona for the Lavelle conference thing, the little getaway thing they go on, which, if I'm not mistaken, she went out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and flew back Monday morning, early in the morning, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Came back here on Monday. Okay, so she went from North Carolina to the conference in...
No, they came back here first.
Oh, they came back here?
First, yeah.
And then she turned around.
Yeah, then she turned around, they went back here maybe 2 days, or 1 day I think it was, and she turned around and flew back.
Okay.
Well, hang on, I might be able to tell you.
Okay.
I'm only good yet.
Oh, that conference you went to, was that in Las Vegas?
No, it was in Arizona. And
Arizona.
I can pull up some of her stuff still on her Facebook, some I can't, I think I'm on those blocked. Must have poor Wi-Fi in there.
Oh, and I forgot to ask, but the girls were with them, right? When they visited in North Carolina?
Yeah.
They were with them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was down, because I said it was, she had the dates on here, whatever, on her Facebook thing, but I can't be here for that.
That's okay. That's okay.
But she was down for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris come down the last week, which was, I can't give you the exact dates on it. Anyway, no one was there on the beach. Okay, this is, we haven't talked to her since that blowout, the second week she was there, or second weekend she stayed with us. And she sent this text to us. I got a freaking tape on it. This one ended, okay, when they got back here, they did the sonogram for the baby. And then we have not talked to her from the time that, I'll tell you about the little story about the little falling out they had. She sent this picture of the sonogram to me at 8 o'clock in the morning, my time, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. No comment or nothing on it, no nothing. At 11:30, well, okay, the time changed, okay, then at 1:30 that afternoon, she texted back, wanted to share the picture of the new baby. And she's reaching out, so that's when Chris, I think, originally told her that he had separation and stuff. That was, I'm not sure exactly when he told her. I think Wallace told her, because he told me when he was down for the visit. He was down. He said those 4 or 5 weeks he was here by himself. He said, I felt this alone then as I did when she was here. He said, there's no, she's like, I don't love her anymore.
And was that the first time, or were you aware of prior marital problems prior to that?
I could sense something was going on because, it just wasn't all lovey-dovey like it used to be. And anytime we come visit them, we come here a couple times a year and FaceTime with them and stuff. She's sitting on her ass on the phone, doing her little stuff. Chris is running around, taking care of kids, feeding the kids, doing this, doing that, and then she accuses him of not doing anything with the kids, taking care of the kids. I said, Chris, every time I see you, you're doing everything with the kids, getting the class, feeding them, doing everything. He loves them kids today. But he didn't do anything to hurt one of the kids. Nothing. Or neither one. But,
and was it something that would, from what you were seeing or what Chris had said to you, did it seem like it was serious marital problems prior to this visit back to North Carolina?
I won't say it was serious. It was just something that's been going on and on. He said I should have done this a long time ago. And just like the baby now they're having, she was telling us when she was down here to visit, it was Chris's idea, 80-20, to have another baby because he wanted a boy. And I mentioned that to him when he come down. About one afternoon I got to see him. He said it wasn't him, it was all her. I want another child. And I said she flips everything around on that type deal. I ain't trying to put her down or nothing, but just anyway, kind of person she is. Everything's about her. She has this persona that she wants, this image she wants out there all the time. Or what? Everything's hunky-dory, everything's beautiful in the world and stuff when it's not. Like Chris told me, everything she has on Facebook is a mask. It's just a put on.
Is it all very positive? And
everything that she tries to put out there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she does.
What was it, the company that she works for? Is it makeup or something?
It's a veil that says, it's called, the company's a veil, but it's called Thrive. It's a nutrition thing, patches and pills and nutrition shakes and all that stuff. And it's come out with new weight loss packs and stuff.
Okay. And was that like a part-time job that she had?
That's all she did.
That's all she did, full time?
I mean, she had, before she got into this, doing 2 or 3 other jobs, like little department stores out here and stuff. Actually, she was, years ago, when it was here, when he worked at the Ford dealership, before we got to the old business, she got there and started selling cars, too. She's doing damn good. Yeah. She's a salesperson, believe me. See, that's what her knack is.
And is that what she does for Thrive? She's a salesperson.
She has this pyramid type thing. She has all these different people under her, and what they sell, she makes money on what they sell.
Gotcha.
So it's a team thing, and I think she was like 34th or 35th at the time.
Oh, so she's pretty good at it.
And I didn't actually ask Chris. But I told him, I said, if y'all do decide to separate or whatever, she can come back to North Carolina, or you want to stay out here. And he said that. The child support I have to pay, so I have to stay out there. So I can't make that kind of money back there. Because it makes good money. I told him, nobody asking what does she make. He said she makes pretty much what I make.
Oh.
So make money.
And I think somebody told me that he's a supervisor for.
He's coming up for a former job. Yeah.
Former job. And for Anadarko.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're looking at him for now.
Now, I know the oil money pays pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you know about what that is? What kind of salary?
I never asked him. And I don't want to get into that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, sure. And I'm curious because if she makes what he makes.
Yeah. I mean, she just started doing this last few years. I don't know what she made before.
Mm-hmm.
But she's making good money now.
Do you know, did they have any financial problems? Was there any kind of, was that part of the marital strife?
Not that I know of, but he said he don't see a reason they have to live in that big ass house they live in, because they don't need that kind of, as far as them, it was them two kids, they didn't need that, $300,000 house sitting out there. He said sometimes it was struggle, making sure you're making that money, making that big house back. That's part of life, everybody goes through that.
Sure. But as far as you know, now, nothing major.
He never called last week for the money.
He can say maybe like, hey, I'm a real bad dad. She's a real bad dad.
Sometimes when Cece was born, I mean, they even paid for my wife's flight to come out here, when she was being born and everything, help watch after kids, and when they go on some of their Lavelle trips, sometimes he went, sometimes he didn't, depending on what time you get off. My wife would come out here, well, I'd come out here too, and watch the kids while she was gone. And stuff like that.
So normal, everybody's got their bills and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell another little story. I was telling another guy when she come down for a visit, 6 weeks she was down there. Like I said, she was staying like 3 or 4 days with us, 3 or 4 days with her parents. And every time, like, I go back from the very beginning when I first met her, something that was a little different about her. I was telling him they had come down from the other grandkids' birthday party from Charlotte, and they had bought these Power Ranger costumes to wear. That's what was in back then. That was years ago. And they forgot the head mask, the head thing to go on. And that morning at the party, she sent them all the way back to Charlotte. That was a 3-hour drive from where we were at, back to Charlotte, and 3 hours back to get the mask. And just to prove my point more or less, whatever. Anyway, that was just something I said from that point. I said, I said, the mask thing, to wear 15, 20 minutes, they're going to take the damn thing off anyway, and just start playing with kids, and then it wasn't a big deal. But when she come down this last time, she'll stay like 3 or 4 days with us. Like the first 3 or 4 days, everything's fine. I mean, everybody's getting along good, having a good time. I can show you a video here of the grandkids with my wife and stuff. Videos. Is it playing on that?
Four chili monkeys jumping on the back. Walk, and
I remember doing that one kid. I went to happen. I didn't have to fight shit on my week.
And so everything was good at the beginning of the trip?
Yeah, well, I mean, every time she'd come over, it was just a matter of time for something would blow up. The 3rd or 4th day, whatever, the first time she came over, my next door neighbor had passed away, And that was the day that she was gonna go back to Southern Pines. And my wife said, well, I gotta get my hair done, gotta go pick up the flowers from my neighbor. And she come by where I work at a silver dealership, to sign some paper on the car I was getting. And she was by, said, we're gonna take you back now or wait this afternoon. So I'll just wait. She said, no, we don't, a while, it's gonna take a while to go. I said, okay, no problem. So she went and got her hair done, went and got flowers, come by my place and realized she left her phone at the hairdresser. So my daughter, she's in hair done too, she went and got up and bring it back to my work, and we was up in the finance office signing the paperwork. She then texts me, says, where in the hell is Sydney at? I've been alone here with these kids for 5 hours. I said, dude, your kids. I went and bought a trampoline for them, a swimming pool, there's a little boat pool and stuff, and another TV for another room with a bigger TV so they can watch and everything. And I said, well, she had my wife in tears in the finance office. That's how bad she jumped in my wife's text. And I said, no person from that. And then she said, I'll be there in a minute. That's all right, I got my daddy coming to get me. She's getting here as soon as I get the car seats, I'll ride his truck. So she left mad that day. And Chris called was that night and said, he said, my wife asked him, he said, what do you want to do? For some reason I can't like get along with her. He said, Mom, just let it go. And I said, that's just the way she is sometimes, just let it go. I said, okay, I'll do it for you. All right, second time she come over. We had fun, we had all kinds of videos and pictures of them in the pool. My other 2 grandkids come over. Bella and Cece, that's Shanann's kids, they're 4 and 3. My other 2 grandkids are 10 and 7. The top of them, that's their tattoo right there, the double D's. I was gonna get on this side for them, they were finished having kids anyway. But they come over and Cece's got a nut allergy, which we knew about. And my wife had bought some ice cream, which actually one of them had nuts in it, but we had it up on the upper shelf, which Cece couldn't get to it, she got in the refrigerator freezer. And my other granddaughter, Dylan, had a little single serving ice cream cup, a little small thing, just like you buy at Walmart or whatever. And was in the bottom row, and she went there and got one, my other granddaughter. And Cece got upset because she couldn't have one, and so he said, well, honey, you can't have that, that one's, might have nuts, and we haven't checked it yet, whatever, so you can't have it. And so they went off on her. So it's not fair she can have one, and my child can have it, and all that type of stuff. And the boy said, well, maybe it's a learning experience, so much you do not learn, sometimes you can't have everything she wants. And a few minutes later, she came down there and said, you just trying to kill my child. Screaming at my wife. And I wasn't there, but this is, about 2 of the grandkids that she didn't know what the hell was doing. And so he said, you actually think I would try to hurt one of your children? And she said, you just trying to kill my child. And Cindy said, well, I think you just need to go and leave. And she asked, well, I'm not coming back. So that was the second visit. Her daddy ended up coming getting her. And for the rest of 4 or 5 weeks, that was the part of the second week, the next 4 weeks. No contact with her, the 2 grandkids, one of those 2 grandkids. They're 30 miles away. And we planned on going down to the beach with them and everything else, and they took out at my daughter's house and everything. All that got blowed out. And when we did go to the beach, we was at North Beach, and there was that North Beach, 5 miles apart, still couldn't see them. And I said, well, okay, that's good. And I mean, there's no scenario that's like the same time that's going on. Well, my mother's in a rehab center, she's like 93 years old, and then Dad went up there to see her on her birthday, and then we went to have a birthday party with her. And when they got back from the beach, I think it was on a Monday, they went to see her, and Chris told me, he said, Dad, if you wanted to come see us before we left, because he hadn't even seen us the whole week been down there. He'd been with them. So I went and picked them up, and at the rehab center, where my mother was staying had all them already left. They left them there for me to go pick up. So, got in the house, had a couple of beers, got some steaks and stuff. My daughter come over, and my son-in-law, my other grandkids come over and stuff. And about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I said, well, we'll just text her, just bring her back in the morning, it's too late for me, run all the way back up to something pounds now. He texted her, no, I'm just like, I'm going to get your ass right now. You need to stay in there. So, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I had to take him back to Southern Pines. because she demanded it has to be back there. She said, I need help getting stuff ready to go back on the trip. And this was only 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. What are you gonna do that night that you can't do the next morning when a flight don't leave at 7 o'clock that night, the next night?
Well, so the question I was just gonna ask is, so when she went back to her parents' house, did Chris stay with you guys? Or did he go with her back to that?
No, the only time Chris was down there was last week.
Oh, so this was prior to that?
Yeah.
Prior to last week?
That was the last week, which we lost our son again because the whole time that, when that last thing happened, we didn't have no contact with either one of them for the next, 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it was, till he come down.
And then when he came down, did they come visit again at your house?
No, she wouldn't come down. She wouldn't let the kids in our house.
And did Chris stay with you guys for that week? Or he went there?
He went to stay with her parents.
Okay.
So that's what she wanted.
Yeah. So you think that she has a controlling personality?
Very, very controlling.
Okay.
My wife said she's like a narcissist and something else she called it. She got, I can't remember the other name, but she uses sometimes. But that's what she said, she had a narcissist personality, what she said. Sometimes I'll be too bipolar, he says, she go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. I mean, it's totally.
Would you say she's volatile, or she can get angry quickly?
Well, I have never seen that side of her, but every time I seen my wife, and my wife said she was screaming at her. Screaming, and then said, you trying to kill my dad, Carl? I said, my dad, I said, you actually believe that? He said, I mean, you see the videos of that, I mean, she loves the kids. She never do that for one kid.
Okay. Did you ever see her and Chris fighting? They ever yelling and screaming at each other, or no? Okay.
Anytime we visited or FaceTime, and that's the first time they've been out in North Carolina in years. Every time they come up here, it's a lot cheaper for us to come up here than all of them come out here.
Sure. Any indication of violence between them? Anybody, did she ever hit him? Did he ever hit her? Any kind of, anywhere it got physical?
I've never known Chris to be physical at all, besides when he played football back when he was in Pee Wee League. But he was a middle linebacker back then.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so when he comes and he visits, he winds up staying up with them, and you guys don't see each other for that last week, but do you see Chris?
We see Chris that last night before we left.
Last night. Okay. Does he come with the kids or just by himself?
By himself. Because she won't let the kids come over. That's when they said they went to see my mother, which is in a rehab center, which is like 7 or 8 miles from my house. Because he said he wanted to see us, he was glad. But he got to see us all that time, we went down there.
Gotcha. So then, do they fly back to Colorado together?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's around the 9th or 10th, something like that?
Somewhere in that neighborhood, because she flew out. Because I think he went back to work on that Wednesday and Thursday. No, I think she flew out on Friday, if I'm mistaken. And come back that Monday. Like 1 to about 1, I think, when her flight come back.
Okay. And then when they come back here, you think she's here for a day or 2, and then she goes on that trip to Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay. And she didn't take the kids with her on that trip?
Right. No, she'll never take kids with her.
Never take. And then, so Chris, he's working. Is there a babysitter or somebody else?
He's out there in the daycare.
Daycare?
Like you said, I think she takes him there about 7:30 o'clock in the morning. He picks him up on the way home from work. So she really don't have most of that.
Okay. So she drops him off, and then he typically picks him up.
Picks him up on his way home.
Okay.
I guess probably sometimes she picks him up too, I reckon, but most times I think he picks him up. I'm not saying that's the way the routine is all the time. I just know that's.
Yeah.
That's basically how it works.
Sure. And we're trying to go over every detail of everything that they do, just see what the routine is. So, okay. All right. So she. And then, you know what hours he works typically? At the,
I think he said, he goes in about 5:30 in the morning. And most times, when we FaceTime at our house, it's between 6, 7, so it's around 5 something, he gets all my things.
Wow. He's working long days.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think between 4 or 5 sites he has to do that day. And they might be earlier than that, but that's the only we always try to FaceTime them by the time they eat dinner. That's when the kids are sitting there at home or something like this.
And so when they got back, and then from the time they got back to Colorado, did you speak to him at all during that time? Or did you speak to him that first time on Monday? What did you call him to say?
I don't remember how I talked to him since then. I probably on the phone, but probably had somebody on there, probably deleted a lot of them.
Yeah, it could be text messages, phone call.
I'm pretty sure I did, because he had told us before he left, that day he did come over and he said, man, he said, it's not working. He said, I don't love her anymore. He said, it's just not there. He said, he loves the kids to death, but he said, he was just done with her.
So he knew that by the time he was about to leave to go back to Colorado.
And she knew it too.
She knew it too.
He already told her about it.
So had they,
He said it was going to, he said Colorado's on the 50-50 state or whatever, and as far as husband and wife, he said, if I'm mistaken, he said that she was the one that put the house on the market already. So he said,
was the house for sale?
Probably he said he wanted to go ahead and sell it. I think he said he wanted to go ahead and get a separation from the house up for sale.
Okay.
And I don't know who told me that deal. Well, Coach Chris said they want to take on the sale of the house market around here anyway. But I don't remember who told me that she went ahead and put it on the market.
Okay.
Well, we could Coach Chris ain't got time. Well, at the time, hours he working stuff, he ain't got time to watch it.
Well, we'll figure that out. But so they pretty much, and so she knew too. She wanted divorce as well, and separation with that. But
I don't know how that was working, but that takes us when she sent the picture of the sonogram, and that was about the same time Chris told her, that, it ain't working. And that's when she was trying to get back in our lives. Come to make up for all the shit she's done, I guess, over the years, whatever, I don't know. I guess that was a reach out to us, more or less the way I look at it, trying to make everything all hunky-dory now again. Maybe she was thinking maybe Chris would change his mind or something or whatever, and she was talking out of it or whatever. I don't know what her point behind that was. But that's when, I'm pretty sure that's where that text come from, when he told her that he wanted a separation.
And then what was the date on that again? The text?
It was, that's what I'm trying to find, but the date's not on there. Oh, it says on Thursday. I think that was when they got back to Colorado. Because yes, it says we got sonogram when she got back from Colorado. Because I was going to do it.
Let's see, so that would have been
Last Thursday.
last Thursday, the 8th, I think.
I think so.
Okay, today's the 15th.
Yeah.
It would be the 8th.
That's when I think she was trying to reach out when the sheriff sent me a picture of the baby. He talked to you in 5 weeks now, or so 6 weeks now, all of a sudden you want to talk.
All right. So, and then had he decided, had Chris decided, 100%, was it something like where he was saying, I'm thinking about that separation?
I don't think so, because, I think he pretty much made up his mind.
A tough situation.
It wasn't working, he didn't see it getting any better.
Okay. And then has she ever, disappeared before? Has she ever said, I'm taking the kids and going to a friend's house, or said, I'm gonna go stay at my friend's house by myself for the night? You're aware of anything like that?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Okay. And then how about him? Has it ever got bad where he's like, hey, I'm just gonna go spend the night someplace else, or I gotta get away from you guys, go to a hotel?
I'm not aware of it.
Nothing like that. Okay. All right. So they've never had a situation in the house where one of them had to leave.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And then as far as the police, ever mentioned, Christopher mentioned police coming to the house, domestic violence, any kind of, nothing. Right, so it's never gotten that bad. But they just, for whatever reason.
He didn't love her anymore. It just wasn't working. You like to think about the new baby here and stuff. My wife, they said, she was pregnant, said you might just have to tough it out and go have the baby and help out with that. So, but like I said, she said it was his idea. He said totally it was her idea on another child.
And then any, anything on either side where, they're fighting about how that would work. If they do separate, who's going to stay in the house, who's going to have to move out, or,
Well, like I said, they said that more or less, it was a 50-50 state that's going to sell the house. And more or less, they pay child support and give it a separate lease. And, but I don't know, it's still up in the air about, visitation and all that. They haven't got that far yet. He was told that he wanted to go and file for separation. I don't think, was it 90 days or 90, what was it? And thought about it. I don't know if I think it's a year.
yeah, I'm not sure about that actually.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what the state law is on that.
Yeah. It's either 90 days or 9 months. I'm not sure which one it is. Something like that. Chris had told me about what it was.
Okay.
But, more or less, it wasn't gonna work. He didn't see it was gonna be changing anything. And it would go back to, and he said when he come down, when she was in North Carolina, when he come down, she said, Chris, will you change? I said, no. He said, I haven't changed. I just realized I'm just alone at the house when you're there and you're not there. And I said, there's no difference. So it was more or less how he broke it down.
Yeah. Okay. And then when he called you on Monday to let you know that something's wrong, don't know where they are and all the things, so can you tell me about that? What was he thinking at that time? What was he?
Well, no, he said, no, he was upset, big time, upset. He said, no, he said, he don't know what the hell's going on. He said, he don't know if she took the kids and left, but he said, the car's here, their phone's here. He said, another make me damn sick there. I don't know what the hell's going on. Unless he said somebody was going to pick her up. But there's no evidence of nothing. I mean, like I said, they left her car there, and the phone, and her purse. So he said, no, it makes a bad sense. Because all the doors were when he got there, and I guess the police had come for a wellness check or whatever. And he said, all the damn doors were locked. So he said, if she left on her own. Went out the door, locked the door behind her. Well, the door don't have to lock anyway, but still.
And he didn't mention anything about any problem at the house or anything like that. There's nothing. There was a broken window. There was no
he said
kicked in door.
He said he didn't see nothing. I guess when the police got there, they looked around too. They didn't see anything. But he said, I asked him, so what happened earlier in the day? He said, he told me, what that discussion, the thought they had that morning, and told him to go ahead and file for separation and stuff. And everything, and he said he was going to go to work. She said, I'm going to go stay with a friend.
Also, she said she was going to
she said she told him that I'm going to go stay with a friend, but didn't say who.
Didn't say him. Okay.
But she just got back from that trip with them two, Nicole and somebody else, whatever those name was.
Okay.
But that's what he told her. She told him that she was going to go stay with a friend.
Any idea who that would be? Like who's closest to her?
I have no idea. She's got so many damn followers. I mean, she's got
a lot of Facebook friends.
Hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds. I mean, and a lot of them around here. And that girl that did the wellness foods, that was one of them. They just got back from where it was, Arizona or something. I think it was Arizona. They went to that LaBelle thing. That was, I guess she lives around here somewhere, because she's not seen her on the news broadcast for an interview in front of the house. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so she went on that business trip to Arizona with her? Do you know who that is? With that woman's name?
Nicole something, and Columbia. I don't know if you've seen any news feeds or what, but she was one of them that was talking to the press outside Chris's house.
Yeah, and I actually haven't seen any of that stuff yet.
That's why I'm going to catch a fish. That don't.
There you go.
That's her right there.
Okay. That's Nicole. That's Nicole.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know her last name. Is that her last name?
Yeah.
Not last. Glasses. What's that last name?
Ronnie. U-T-O-F-T.
U-T-O-F-T.
That's like how that name.
Yeah, Utah. Sorry, my glasses. U-T-O-F-T.
That's what it is.
Okay. So that's the friend she went on the trip with to Arizona.
Well, there she is. Well, there's a bunch of people there, put it that way, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we've spoken to her yet or not, but we're trying to speak to everybody.
There's some pictures of her and a whole group of other people at maybe dinners and stuff, and I can't get off right now. I can't put a picture of it until that's on there.
Yeah, no problem. So, and then he spoke to you, and you think it was about 4:30, right, on Monday?
Been about 4:30 or time, because I just got home from work, I think I was eating, so when I get home, I'm about 6:30. But it's now between 4:30 and 5 here, so somewhere in that neighborhood.
And that's fine, it's all fine, but, and so he spoke to you, essentially said, don't know where she is, nothing's missing, the house isn't broken, and nothing like that.
He said,
Just don't know where.
he said, I'm not, I have no clue what she's married. I said, the kids are gone, she's gone.
Do you know, so the kids normally, it was a Monday, so the kids normally would go to daycare?
I don't know, I've seen some posts sometimes where she'll take Cece today to the school, and sometimes take Bella with her on like a afternoon playtime, take her to a park or out to eat lunch type things and stuff like that, and go back and pick up Cece later. She'll take both of them at the same time.
Okay. But did Chris mention to you whether or not the kids got to daycare, whether they were there or not?
That day? On Monday?
Yeah, on Monday?
No, that's,
Because I'm just wondering, so if they're not home well, actually, I don't know what time he gets home, but I'm just wondering did he mention
well, that,
going to daycare?
Well, that day, I don't think they ever went because, so he called me that night, he said that girl was gone. If I'm mistaken, what he had said, that Nicole girl was supposed to hook up with some man that day. They just got back, 2 o'clock in the morning from Arizona, where it was. And she then was supposed to have a doctor's appointment that day also. And she didn't show the doctor's appointment. That's when she went over there for a knock on the door, and get away answer the door. That's when she called the police for a witness check. And that's what she said on the news broadcast.
Okay. But did he mention that? Did Chris tell you that? That she had a doctor's appointment?
No.
Oh, you just saw it?
I saw it.
Okay. I just don't want to write anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because
No.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just wondering what he had mentioned. So did he know if she made the doctor's appointment? Or that didn't even come on?
That didn't come on.
And did he know if the kids went to daycare?
Never bothered.
Never bothered either.
So evidently, whatever time she went over there to check on Cheyenne, and that's the wellness check, I guess they had to call Chris to come home and open doors and let them, look around and stuff, which he says they did, look around and didn't find nothing. And come back a few hours later with a warrant, search warrant to search the house.
Standard procedure.
Yeah. So that's basically all he told me that one night, and she, this was upset big time. He said we had no clue whether it was that, what the hell happened. He was tore up.
Just didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was the call on Monday.
Yeah.
And then was there another phone call? Did he call or? And actually, that wasn't a phone call. That was a text or anything or email. That was a phone call. Were there any other ones between now and then where you guys spoke on the phone or he texted you or emailed you or anything like that?
Just more or less tell me what was going on about the news crew being out there and all this stuff, and then still come back looking at the house, and was it yesterday they did. But things like yesterday did something, I forgot what it was.
But you guys, have you been in touch on a regular?
Oh, no, yeah.
Probably talked more than once, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay. Anything by email or text or just all phone calls?
Most of them was phone calls, and I told them, just call me when we got a chance, people were blowing up his phone and putting plates and then the news crews out there and all that shit, and I said, how are you surviving? I'm like,
Right, they gotta be parked outside the house, I'm sure. Okay. So you talked to several times, a bunch of times between Monday and then you flew in this morning.
Yeah.
And actually, what time did you get in today?
Got here at about 9:15, 9:20 when I landed at the airport.
Okay.
And that's when he called Chris and asked me to stop by here. We was on my way back from the airport, coming back.
Okay. Did he come pick you up?
I did, yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna get an Uber, but he texted me, once I turned my phone back off, airplane mode, he texted me, said, just let me know when you land, I'll come pick you up.
And so how did he seem on the ride? How's he doing? Is he hanging in there? Or?
He's hanging in there, but he just stood on 100 questions on what the hell was going on there. He said, I don't know if she done something. Just like I asked him, so they still building houses back there behind it, apartments, where he lived at. Last time I come down, I had to keep building behind him there. And I said, are they still doing construction work? And he said, yeah. So you don't think anything construction building snatched her or something? So I said, I'm just thinking all different scenarios. I'm like, that.
Well, that's what you got to do, think about any possibility. Does he have any idea? Is he anything that he thought to you saying, hey, maybe this happened, or did he see anybody suspicious around the house? Did he have a confrontation with anybody? Any problem with a coworker? Because I guess he's a low key guy.
Yeah, he's very calm, cool blooded, and I like me. It takes long to get me pissed off.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Yeah. So he's not a guy who's getting into confrontations not that much. He didn't mention any enemies or anything, anybody who's got a beef with him, or any reason why somebody would want to get at him or get at the family or nothing. So no threats, no. Okay. No problems. And from what?
You're not that big.
Yeah. I'm a scribble guy, so I just scribble all over the place, but I have it up here.
Yeah.
I remember.
I try to have a pretty good memory, but I've been in the parts business for 30-something years, so the numbers and everything else stay in my brain.
And this is a general interview. I'm just trying to get a baseline. And you never know what can help.
Yeah.
Because if everybody remembers a little something, who knows?
I love that. I love grandbabies to death. I love her too. But we got along good, for a few days each time. And it seemed like there's always something come up that, like I said, she's all about what she wants when she wants it. Not trying to put her down or nothing like that. That's just like her personality is.
Well, and for us, it's important to know who we're dealing with, right? If we're looking for somebody, what they might have done, where they might have gone. Is there anything, do you think, from your knowledge of her, do you think she's the type of person who hurt herself or hurt her children?
I would say the kids, no.
No.
When it comes down to herself, that I don't know. But to them kids, I don't think she would. I know I profiled her. She's not doing a whole lot with the kids, but she loves the kids. And just like Chris loves them, I love the kids. My wife, everybody loves them. But as far as her doing something to herself, I wouldn't say yay or nay. I mean, you never know what somebody gets mad.
Any health problems? Either physical or mental?
To my knowledge, she supposed to have lupus years ago, but that's more or less under control. And she had to have something on her spine done not too long ago.
Not sure what that is.
No, some deterioration of some vertebrae or something. She had to get done not too long ago.
Any mental issue, you're aware of her going to a psychiatrist, psychologist, any kind of...
I was told about that.
And any counseling that you were aware of? The ever two of them ever tried to go to counseling to work out?
Something to tell Dad sometimes, I don't.
That's true. That's true. I know I don't tell my parents everything. And anything else you can think of that might be useful? Is any friends that they ever talked about, or any You know, anybody who they interact with? I mean,
Yes, but she got a bunch of friends that way. And they would have these little parties and meetings sometimes at their house and stuff, but Christopher got some of his friends, I mean, like he said, he stayed with friends of his last night, but he had like going back to the house and all the stuff going on over there and stuff, so we stayed with him last night.
and were those, is those his closest friends, or who would be?
I don't really know what his closest friends around here are, but I ain't really met much many of them when we come down. Most of the time when we come down, we go out to the zoo and stuff like this, and all kind of everything else around here, and splash pads and stuff like that. We ain't met his friends that much.
Does Chris, because I know she's got thousands of friends on Facebook, but does Chris ever, is he on Facebook? Does he do that?
He was. He just recently deleted his tiring hearing on post about negligence. So.
Okay. And is he a social guy? Does he have a lot of friends, or?
He has not that many. He has a few. I mean, he just own anybody, not like I do. They take me out as I am.
But he's not a big social media guy, or, you know, friends and parties and
I don't know. It's like when she was gone, you know, like you said, he went to the drag races here in town, NHRA, about him there, which he ain't went to in years. Like him used to go to races all the time back when he was young and stuff, like the NASCAR races, drag races and stuff, and he'd done that in years and did that. He said, I missed that, I ain't done that in a long time.
Yeah, so he probably got some break, just being by himself.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of buddies from work, well, you know, that drag racing on that one Saturday, and come back home.
Okay. Yeah, oh, was that this Saturday?
No, that was weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah. And then nobody else you can think of. I mean, he never said to your dad, this guy at work is, you know, pain in the neck, or this neighbor of mine, you know, does strange stuff, or
None of them said somebody make the dog one time with a
Okay. And then at the construction, I want to ask you again about that. So there's construction going on behind the house.
Yeah.
Did you see anybody like?
Well, I just brought that up to him on the way back from the airport.
Oh, you brought, okay. He didn't mention it.
No, he didn't, I mentioned that to him. I said, there's like folk around people, when they come, little crews come and go, you got electricians over here, plumbers over here, woodworkers over here, and they work 2 or 3 jobs, and poof, they're gone. It's the same thing here. I'm just throwing that out there. I said, I don't think about it. Different scenarios, what could happen.
Right.
I said, let's throw that out there. I said, heard the kids might be in the backyard, and I mean, there's plenty of people around there, but depending on what time of day it was, stuff too. So.
Yeah, but so nothing suspicious though. Have you everywhere? Okay. Yeah, and obviously Chris is, you know, they're talking to him. You know, and we're talking to everybody. And, you know, maybe anybody saw anything suspicious. Hopefully that'll come off. But okay.
But I did mention something. Chris mentioned something to me that on the way back that there was a debit or credit thing on one of her credit cards for that same day they got back for a taxi or a limo. So she called the bank to issue transactions. And she used a credit card for a taxi or a limo on that same day.
On Monday. Oh, do you know what time that was?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to find out. I said, you know what time it was and everything? He says, no. He said, it was just a transaction. He thought y'all might have knew about that already.
Yeah, and they probably,
they might.
We had so many people working on this that.
I said, well, that's the limo all the girls took back. I think there was 3 girls from out here. And I said, was that limo the girls took back from the airport to go back home? And I said, there's 3 different people, 3 different places. But on the news broadcast one day, she said she brought Shanann home between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning when she dropped her off.
Who's that?
Nicole brought her home.
Okay.
That's what the news broadcast said.
So Nicole went with her to Arizona. Yeah. So Nicole must have parked the car or something.
Yeah, but I asked Chris said, yeah, Nicole's car was at the airport. So I said, well, if her car at the airport, why didn't even a damn taxi or a limo taxi?
Yeah. But does he think that's what the charge was? Is that they took a taxi home from?
That's what he said. Well, he didn't know. He didn't know what time it was. All it said was a transaction for either a taxi or a limo taxi for that date, but he didn't know what time it was or anything else.
Okay. And they couldn't tell him if the taxi came, you know, what time?
They don't know. It's just like a credit card thing.
All right. We'll find out.
Yeah. Just about that. Just thought I'd put that there.
Everything matters.
I'm just trying to think of things.
If they got in a car and they went somewhere, obviously we want to know that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and did he mention anything about any neighbors or anything? Any neighbors? Because I'm assuming he probably talked to his neighbors.
Yeah, well, everybody don't have windows and shit.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, but they didn't see anything or hear anything?
Or not to my knowledge, they haven't seen nothing, but it depends on what time of the day it was, they probably was going to work and stuff and everything else, so.
Okay. Anything else you can think of? I'm thinking. Well, it's just, Chris, does he have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah,
Sister? Are they close at all? Or do you reach out?
They're kind of close to me, they talk quite a bit here recently. That's my daughter, Jamie.
Jenny?
Yeah. She lives in Parkins, about 20 miles, 30 miles from my house.
In North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case if we need to reach out to her.
Yeah, she's in Good Morning America called her yesterday.
Who did?
Good Morning America called my daughter yesterday. One of them called Jamie says, excuse me, I'm not.
That's the thing, the news will be all over this.
Yeah, they are.
National news. Anytime somebody goes missing, it's just, Okay. And then, is there any relatives of yours here in Colorado? When Chris was at, there's no cousins, there's no distant relatives, nothing, And do you know if I was gonna say wrong, say Shannon, but it's Shanann. Yeah, you're used to that. Yeah. So Shanann, do you know if she has any relatives here?
Not my knowledge, no. Just like whenever he moved out there, he got some friends of hers was out here or something. And I don't remember exactly the reason they moved out here to begin with, but when they first moved out there, he worked at the Ford dealership, and she was working a couple different jobs, hot jobs and stuff. That's just like that house they had. They had another house before they got that one.
Second house?
Yeah. And if I memory serves right, I could be wrong.
Okay. No problem. And do you know why they moved to Frederick? Any particular reason? Was it close to work or
I'm not sure how far his work is from here, because when he was working at the Ford dealership, he was working. What's that? I can't remember the town where he was working at. It wasn't just a Ford dealership out here. It was another one, Longmont. That's where he drove every day.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty close commute. Yeah. But there was nothing special about Frederick. It wasn't that, they had some friend here or something relative. No. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I can't think of anything else unless there's something else that pops up you think that might be useful. I mean, they're gonna, what we're gonna do. We're gonna search everything and talk to everybody. Yeah. So, and obviously the whole country's aware of it. It's national news. But yeah, we'll do everything we can and see where things lead us. So, if you do think of anything else, let us know. I'm going to be so we're sort of a joint team of investigators here. We have, of course, Frederick PD. We have state CBI, actually FBI, so we have FBI as well. And so we have a whole group of investigators who are working on this. And we will be until we resolve it.
There's got to be an answer somewhere.
Well, that's it. I mean,
but I hate to say that my wife watched a lot of ID Discovery.
Yeah, my wife too.
And she did. I said, no, you're not coming. I said, you're too much of a freak. You'll have them come along with ID Discovery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a tough situation. Yeah. With these things, you can't make any assumptions. You just got
you get everything in black and white.
Yeah. Well, I got a feeling Chris he'll probably going to be here for a while because talking to him is going to be from the day he was born. Or so it's probably going to be a long day for you. I apologize in advance, but we got to get every single detail we can, and then of course we'll be at this, round the clock. So I don't know what can make you most comfortable. You have his vehicle. Yeah. And you have access to that if you need it. You have keys. Okay. And then obviously, I don't know how much there is to do with Frederick, or if you want to go get lunch, or whatever you want to do.
Walk up out the street, find something.
That's what I say. I'm sure.
I just want to plug my phone up some or something.
Okay. All right. You gonna be around? Yeah, I'm gonna be around. We'll be in. Mark. Yeah.
And that's Chris's best friend from way back when they was Mark.
Easy to remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, I mean, Graham here too, one of us will try to keep in touch with you. Again, we got a room full of investigators. We have all sorts of people out on the road, running down when you're speaking to people, I mean, as you can imagine, right?
I know y'all said y'all had leads, so you can't say nothing about it. I know that.
To be honest, perfectly honest with you,
I ain't told you yet.
I didn't even know about this until early this morning.
Oh.
So basically, we call in bodies. I mean, if we need to, we can call in 100 more investigators.
Yeah.
So we call in everybody who we need. So I got a phone call this morning to say, come down to Prairie PD. So I'm behind the curve as far as what's going on.
Catch up.
Yeah. So I'm just here. You walked in. Hey, I can talk to you. So if we get any information, we're gonna let you know. You're right here at the police department. So. Yeah, so just if you want to make yourself as comfortable as you can.
I'm gonna get some water and some spirit.
Got it. Those are things you need to do.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Lock us in.
That would be a first.
That would be a slight part from the outside, wouldn't it?
What's that? No. What the heck?
Slight thing from the outside. Okay. Okay.
Get it first, yeah. Let's see. These ain't gonna do it.
Okay, sorry, that's never mind. No.
Well, I don't know if they can see this. Oh. There we go. There you go. All right, thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah, reference for that. I think you might have more power than I do.
This is a black hole. The sun is that channel, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Everybody's back, so good. Is it not working? Well, I think it didn't cover off. Oh, here, I got this one off. Or I don't, but it was coming off. Dang. Oh, Mary, they really don't want anybody to work in here. There you go.
Ronnie, I don't think I have your information. Would you mind, do you have a driver's license with you or something like that?
Here's the bag.
What's that?
My wallet and stuff in the bag in the truck.
Oh, really?
But
What's your legal name?
Ronnie.
Is that Ronald or anything like that?
Ronnie.
Uh-huh.
Lee.
Uh-huh.
Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
Okay, and your birthday, Ronnie?
1456.
And what's your home address?
1107 Bass, B-A-S-S Road.
V-A-S-S?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Spring Lake, North Carolina.
What is Spring Lake near?
Fort Bragg.
I was just in North Carolina 3 days ago.
I was there this morning.
All right, and phone number for you, sir?
910-578-3408.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. I know you've been here most of the day today and had a shocking day and everything like that.
Straight from the airport here.
Yeah. Here's my information. My name's Kellen Hoffman. I'm an agent for Colorado Bureau of Investigation. And we're basically here assisting the Berkshire Police Department in this case. Just, doing whatever we can to pitch in.
Here's back there as well.
So we just wanted to sit down with you and kind of, get any information that you had. I know this has been a shocking day and, definitely not, like you just said, not something you expected to have happen when you got on the airplane this morning or anything like that. So,
she was up for some of her shenanigans again. I figured she was, whatever. Anyway, go ahead.
Can you kind of just give us a little bit of a background on their relationship and how long you had known her and just kind of some background information?
Yeah, 7 or 8 years as far as dating and stuff. We got married about 5 years ago, I think it was, 5 or 6 years ago. And as far as that relationship, it was fine. And then us, me and my wife, most of my wives have a hard time getting on with her, but she's, my wife calls it narcissist personality is what she thinks she is. And bipolar also. That's just the way she was. And when Chris told me a while back, he said, she told him if you ever cheat on me or whatever, he said, don't turn it on you tenfold. Like that. So I don't know if that had anything to do with what happened today.
Did they meet out in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they moved to Charlotte. Charlotte for a while, a couple of years. And then they decided to move out here for some reason. They have no relatives, no nothing out here.
So there's no ties out here?
Just some friends she had that was out here.
Okay, when was that?
So we got married in Charlotte. Let's see, what, 3-4 years ago, probably.
Okay. And then they moved here after getting married in Charlotte?
Yeah.
What did they do when they first got here?
Well, in Charlotte, he went to NASCAR tag. That's when he left home when he was 18. When he graduated high school, he went to NASCAR tag and stuff. Then they met, and he was working at a Ford dealership up there.
Mm-hmm.
What she was doing at the time, I really couldn't tell you back then. But then they moved out here. He went to work at a Ford dealership as a technician.
Mm-hmm.
He got hired on in the oil fields.
Mm-hmm.
And she was working odd jobs off and on, doing different things. And actually, when he was working at Longmont Ford, down the road here, she was selling cars up there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They both worked at the same place, but she was a good salesman.
Yeah.
About that.
Did they have any money issues?
Not to my knowledge.
They never talked about anything like that?
He said they didn't mean that big ass house they was in because they didn't need all that stuff, but I think she's doing now selling the fly, LaBelle stuff, whatever. Because that's what they, I knew he made pretty good money in the oil field stuff. I said, I think she's like top 30 or 35 in the company.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, he said she's more or less pretty much making what he was making. So, that was over the last couple of years, and she'd build it up big. Like I said, she's a seller.
Now, how much contact did you have with them? Did you see them?
A couple times a year, because we'd fly out here to see the grandkids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife came here when Cece was born and helped with that and stuff. And they were down. She came to North Carolina 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was coming the last week of the vacation thing.
Mm-hmm.
And her and my wife had fallen out twice. Because her parents live about 30-40 miles from us.
Okay.
So
where do they live at?
Aberdeen, sometimes. Right about Pinehurst Golf Course.
Mm-hmm.
She was just hard to get along with. She was down with us for a few days and stayed with them for a few days and stuff. And so I bought a trampoline for kids to open up the pool and all this stuff, and no TV and everything, so they'd have, things to play with and everything while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time she came over, they got along 3 or 4 days on the last day. She told her that morning, she said, well, I got to go get my hair done. My next door neighbor and I get some flyers for him and stuff and come by where I work at. It's a super dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Signs paper on the car was buying.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, we're going to take you back home now, or you going to wait this afternoon? No, let's wait this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay. So we got her hair done and stuff. We got flyers to show them my place. I realized she got her phone at the hairdresser.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter had done the same place. So she went to get it and bring it up to my work. And by that time she texted me. I didn't know where she sent me that. My wife, that's my first surname. And so she's got here signing paperwork. She said, well, I've been here 5 hours with these kids by myself. This shit was saying, you're a good kid, type deal. She wanted to have my wife in tears in the finance office.
Mm-hmm.
Fussing at her because she wasn't there, take care of the kids.
Yeah.
So she went going home that night. Her daddy come got her. She was all pissed off about that. And Chris called tonight and said, my wife asked him, what are you going to do, Chris? She said, just let it go. He said, you don't want to hear her mouth when she gets back. She said, not good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time she come to see us, Cece had nut allergies. As far as you can any type of tree nuts, what it is. And I got 2 other grandkids, Dalton and Dylan, live there, about 20 miles from us. They're 10 and 7, and Cece and Bella 4 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, they all there playing together, had fun in the pool and stuff, all this stuff. And, my other grandchild went there and get some ice cream up refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And which ice cream had been in there all week, up at a higher level, which some of it had nuts in it, so we needed to keep it up there. And there's one little single serving things type deal.
Yeah.
And my other granddaughter got one. And Cece started crying and stuff, and she went all over saying, it wasn't fair that one could have it, the other one didn't have it type deal, and all this type of stuff. And she went stomping off, and the last one, you're just trying to kill my child. told my wife she was trying to kill my child.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife said, "Man, you really think I would try to hurt one of your children?" Type deal and stuff. And she ended up leaving and not coming back for the next 4 weeks. We didn't have no contact with her, kids and grandkids, and nothing else.
Okay.
And that was, what, 5 or 6 weeks ago, type deal. But she was just, like my son was telling me, said she has these mood swings and stuff, and she just said I don't realize how unstable she was.
Who said that?
My son did.
What age said that?
That was one of his told me that's, a few days ago, whatever. Yeah, that's the way she is. She just bipolar, 0 to 16, no time.
And when did you first start hearing about that?
Well, I've seen that before. It's like that with the ice cream deal, and it's just fine, and all of a sudden come out screaming at my wife, just trying to kill my child and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just a little thing like that, really nothing.
So with that in mind, how was their relationship in your opinion?
Well, my son told me a few weeks ago, he said he just didn't love her anymore. And he told her that he wanted to get but he was going to tell her he wanted to get a separation, which he did that before they come back from the beach this last time. When I was down there, we was at Myrtle Beach, there was at North Myrtle Beach, 5 miles apart, and still didn't see kids.
Yeah.
That deal, when I was a kid.
When did he tell you that he didn't love her anymore? Said it was a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, he said he should have done this a long time ago, but he said it just wasn't working, and just like her being pregnant, she said it was all Christopher's idea, getting pregnant again. And Christopher said it was all her idea.
Did Chris want another child?
No, he always wanted a son, but
Did they know the gender?
Not yet.
No.
Well, she was sending me a sonogram, and then 4 weeks. That was down here, right after Chris seen me with it, she sent a picture. That was right before they went back to Colorado, went back up here, put it that way. Sent a picture of sonogram, she just wanted to share a picture of a new baby. And we hadn't talked to her in 4 weeks. And all of a sudden, boom, sends a picture of a sonogram, which they hadn't done when he got back here.
Did Chris mention anything about his girlfriend?
Not till today.
No.
I have no clue.
What can you tell us about Chris just as a person, growing up and raising him and
He was, more or less A-B student, always through school and everything. He loved sports and everything. He played football and baseball all the way through junior high and high school and stuff. He was one kind of child, really. Never had a problem with him, no nothing. No problem with drugs, no nothing.
did he exhibit any signs of mental health issues? Was he ever depressed? Was he on any medications for anything like that?
Not to my knowledge.
Did you ever get the impression that he was maybe depressed or anything like that and should be on meds, or was it not? So pretty healthy?
Yeah, he was smart. You look at him now, I'm healthy. But that's another thing. Way back when they first got together, her ex-husband, or whoever she was married to before, was kind of big, bulky type dude. And she more or less wanted Chris to look like him. I mean, I don't know what the purpose behind that was. I have no clue whatever, but I mean, she went from one extreme to the next. And next thing she wanted to lose weight and get skinny like that. She was kind of out there.
Chris had mentioned to Graham, I believe, that he had lost a lot of weight recently.
Yeah, because he was looking at him and he'd FaceTime with him a lot and stuff till it was in the last month or so, whatever. And he'd be out and running, running and lifting weights and stuff. I mean, way back when, he used to lift weights all the time when he was in school and stuff like that. He was pretty well cut by then.
Did he mention anything about how he was feeling? Like, was he feeling happy? Was he feeling better about himself? Did he have more confidence? Or was he doing it for any particular reason?
I figured it was something she was doing again. Want him to get fit for that trial stuff. They just pushed out a new thing of weight loss patches and stuff. So I figured he was just doing that to satisfy her for their images, because she was all about images.
You don't think he wanted to be putting all that time and effort towards getting in shape and so forth?
No, but he always liked to stay in shape. But from day one, I remember back in, when he was like 7, 8 years old, he was playing, moved up to tackle football. And had a weight limit, had to weigh in for every game. And the first game, he was 5 pounds over. So then he come home with a dress bag on, he got on the treadmill. And never missed weight again. But that type of person is, I mean, he's dedicated, he'll do whatever it takes. There's one little post that I seen on Facebook the other day. That was all these days and stuff. There's one day last week or this week, which I think most of her stuff's blocked now as far as on her stuff. Bella and Susie had these balls down about this tall, about 3, 4 foot tall, whatever. We got like the name on words, and one of them frozen people, whatever type deal. And had it laying on one of the couches with a sheet over it, from the head to the toe, saying that the girls did that. And I've been around enough and played with them enough up there and FaceTime enough, they'd get the babies out and lay them on the floor, put a pillow on there and cover them up. But it's about a waste of time. They cover their heads up, you know, like those dead person type deal.
Yeah, I saw the photo that you're referring to.
I said, hey, where's that? Where's that coming from?
With Chris, you guys had gone in there for a little bit, talked, it was recorded. I don't think we mentioned, but this should also be recorded, which I need to keep practicing it already. But he mentioned that he saw her doing some stuff to the kids, and he snapped.
Well, he said, well, they had that argument or discussion or whatever that morning, and he's go ahead and leave for work. He went downstairs and just getting stuff lunch together, whatever and stuff, and he got some commotion upstairs, I mean, anything nothing about it, and he got the baby monitor sitting on the, this time it was on the bar, right there in the kitchen. And he looked at it, and he seen Shanann on top of Cece choking her. That's when he ran back upstairs and lost it. By the time we got up there, she was blue, and Shanann was still on. And that's when he said he grabbed her, threw her off of him, and started. He did the same thing to her.
Do you know Chris to have, I wouldn't necessarily call it a mean streak, but an ability to snap like that? Does that seem unusual for him?
Very unusual. I've never seen him get pissed off about anything. He's very much laid back like I am. It takes a lot to get me pissed off. Same kind of deal with him.
Do you think,
They love those children to death.
and obviously we can never put ourselves in that those shoes.
I know. To see that going on and your child laying there dead, and both your children dead.
Do you think, if you were in that situation, do you think you would have tried calling 911?
Well, it said she was already purple or blue or whatever. I mean, and that's hard to say what goes through somebody's mind when something like that, and you're sitting there looking at your children like that. I mean, hindsight 2020, of course.
Right.
But in the heat of the moment, what's going on, it was already dead.
What else?
You can second guess decisions from day one. As far as what you do, I do, anybody else does, and as far as something like that, it's hard to say.
So when you were talking to him, just you and him, he mentioned that he saw her on the baby monitor in the kitchen?
Yeah, downstairs.
Right. So when he was talking to the detective later on?
I think I presume he was in the kitchen. I know they got one downstairs. I don't know one upstairs. I know they got one downstairs.
Okay. So when he was talking to the detectives a little later on, he said his story changed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upstairs, and that's when he shot on the baby monitor. And his story has actually changed three, almost 4 times as to what actually transpired.
No, that I'm not.
Do you think it's possible that he could have harmed the 2 girls?
No. I don't know how much he cared about them. I mean, he took care of them 24/7. Every time we were down there, he was doing everything, giving them baths, taking
put down the time, reading books, everything else. And he made the two kids.
Were you there when he told detectives where to find the two girls?
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Were you there when he said exactly where? No.
I think he told me once I left the room, the other time.
We had said that there's big tanks, big oil tanks there, and you put the girls in one of the tanks.
Yeah, he told me that.
He had told you that when you guys were talking?
Yeah. No, it was in between when Graham and Davey come in there, when they left, you know, he was telling me that at the time.
Did he mention why he put them in the tanks versus burying them?
No, he didn't. No, that time he didn't.
What else did he tell you about?
That was about it. That he said he ruined his life, he ruined my life, my wife, his sister, everybody. He said, some things he wish he would have done was call the police then instead of doing what he did as far as, you know, which that makes sense. Because he said that he, in the moment with everything going on, I guess he
Right.
leave it.
It's very easy for us all to sit here Monday morning quarterbacking,
Oh, yeah.
and that's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is trying to understand from your standpoint. You know better than anybody.
Yeah.
So what you think was going through his mind that
They probably know that we would believe him. Exactly. No, that's what I would think. That nobody would think he killed all three of them. Which I don't think that's possible.
or that
For that person, I know he is from day one. I don't think he's got it in him to do that. I mean, what he ended up doing to her, I could see that. See both his children laying there dead by her hand. And then just losing it, going on.
you said you'd never seen him angry before. You never seen him mad.
No, besides playing sports, no. I ain't never seen him.
Cheap shot, couldn't think I did.
No, I ain't never seen him get pissed off about anything, really.
Is there anybody in your family have any mental health issues? Aunts, uncles, sister, grandparents, anybody?
There's man mentioned that he actually told my wife that her mother and her brother both were bipolar. So,
On her side?
yeah.
Was she on meds for that at all?
Unfortunately, I don't think she's ever been diagnosed with that. She just told my wife that her mother and her brother was bipolar. But there's nothing wrong with her.
Of course.
Of course not.
Everybody with me. Right?
Yeah. But Chris also told me, he said he wasn't seen how many times that she's, how did he put it, unstable. I mean, change, flip from one to the other, go off, yelling, go crazy and shit.
Did he mention anything about their conversation? You know, he said it was about him leaving, or him cheating on her and not admitting it.
Yeah.
But, and when you guys were talking softly and close to each other, did he mention anything specific that he said that he thinks set her off, or anything that sort of triggered it? Because they have this discussion, he leaves, goes somewhere else in the house, and he was this commotion, comes back.
He said he was cussing and saying nephew and F this and all this type of stuff. And that's basically what she was saying to him. I guess he's got way on, so I want him to work and get out of here. And that's when she did what she did.
Do you have any reason to doubt Chris's story?
No, I don't. I think that he's been back there how many hours? 6, 7 hours, 8 hours.
He's been back there a while.
And his brain's probably fried by now.
So how did you first become aware that she was missing? Did you receive a phone call? How did you first become aware that this situation was going on?
About
about them missing.
Mm-hmm.
He called me that, was it Monday night?
Monday night, what did he say?
He says, something terrible's going on. He says, Shanann and the girls are missing. You know, they know where they are and all that stuff going on.
What do you remember him telling you about when they were last seen and any of that type of stuff?
Like I said, the original story, you know, they said that he had left, went to work, and the girl had come and checked on her, wellness call, mother check, whatever it was, and couldn't find them in the house or nothing. The car was there, the keys were there, the phone was there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's what he told. That's what he tells you.
Yeah.
And what does she think happened? What did she think happened to Shanann and the kids at that?
I don't know. She just went off on one of her little things again, just getting back at them.
No, what did he tell you? What did he think was going on?
He didn't know. You know, she just left.
He thought she left.
Yeah, left with somebody else or something.
Did he have any theories on who that was or how they would have left when he was talking to you on the phone? Okay. And then what happens yesterday? You talked to him on the phone yesterday?
Yeah, he just told me about the searching the house, all this interrogation, all this type of stuff. And I said, well, I'm come on up, just be there with you.
Okay. Did he tell you anything new about what was going on, or if anything had been found out, or anything like that? Okay. Okay. And when did you make the arrangements to come out here then?
Last night.
Okay. So last night you booked a flight?
We got that flight yesterday afternoon, about 6:30. I was going to work. I booked a flight and went out this morning.
Okay. Well, he picked you up from the airport? What did you guys talk about in the car ride? Did you guys come straight here from the airport?
Straight here, because that's when Graham called him. Right after he picked me up, he said, come by here, so that's when we come straight here.
Okay, and what does he tell you on the way here?
Just what was going on about the cadaver dogs, and they was at the house in with the black lights, you know, looking for blood and stuff like that. Basically, that, and then the interrogation last night and stuff, wherever you went on.
Yeah, well, what does he tell you about where he thinks Shanann and the kids are on the ride here from the airport?
He really didn't mention that. He just wish, saying, wish they could be found or whatever. That's what I was saying anyway.
What was he saying?
Same type thing.
When was the first time you found out that he killed Shanann?
When they asked me to come out there, they wanted to talk to me.
Okay, so he didn't tell you that at any point before that or anything?
I had no clue where it was going.
Okay. When was the first time you found out that he said that Shanann killed the kids?
When I was about there with him.
Okay, so he didn't confide that into you before today that you witnessed her doing this awful thing or anything like that? Okay. He didn't maintain the entire time that he thought somebody picked them up, is that right?
Yeah, or she left on her own with somebody else.
Okay.
I heard you had mentioned that he wished he had told you sooner when you guys were in there. I mean, and I think you said you wished he would have told you sooner about this.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Like you said, I remember he said he wished he would have did all this a long time ago as far as break it off and everything. Unless I don't know what he's talking about. I don't think that's what he's talking about then. I mean, he said that to me before. That he should have done this a long time ago before I get a separation.
What was his demeanor like when he called to let you know that you said something terrible had happened?
He was torn up.
Yeah. And this was Monday?
Yeah. 2 days ago. Keep my days straight here.
Yeah. What time travel?
All running together. I ain't got no sleep a couple days either.
So he was also telling some concerned friends not to call the police. That there was nothing to be concerned about, nothing to be worried about, that you probably just talked to somebody else. That seems to be somewhat in conflict with his demeanor when speaking with you. And thought behind that as to why he would be saying one thing to you and saying something else to friends.
That I have no idea.
Okay. What was his demeanor like in the car?
All the way there, he was concerned. All that. He was physically and mentally exhausted probably, and everything, of course, what was going on. Like I said, that was his last thing that was on my mind. What's going on now when he was coming over here this morning.
Did he seem to be concerned about all three of them, or was he more concerned about kids? Or?
All three of them.
Yeah. Even though he you wanted to separate from Shanann.
Yeah, but we talked about that. I said, well, do you want to move back to North Carolina and not, stay out here? Like the job and everything here, everything that he's doing here. He's making good money at it. He said, make that kind of money, about air intervention and nothing.
What did the baby cause an issue with potentially leaving? Like, did you?
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
He wasn't
I'm
concerned about
if it did, he never mentioned to me about it, no.
No. Have you discussed names or anything with her?
Yeah, I don't think he had no idea what gender I was.
Did you seem excited at all?
Yeah.
I know you said it
was. He seemed kind of excited, but he said it went both ways. She said he wanted it, he said she wanted it, type deal, so.
Were you guys excited to have another grandkid on the way?
Yeah. Wasn't only at 5, now I got 2.
Sorry.
Alright. I just want nothing to do with a girl. Yeah. So my wife, so everybody else on
Is there anything you can think of that would cause her to do this, aside from just you mentioned some bipolar stuff?
Yeah, just, not that I already told y'all this, I said a while back, that if you ever caught him cheating on her, it'd come back to him tenfold. But, he would give back whatever, how she was found for that, I have no idea, that's, she was it, I have no idea.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you familiar, have you cheated on her before, to your knowledge?
Not my knowledge. He did, he never mentioned the name.
You had a lot of girlfriends growing up? Yeah.
When senior prom, a girl asked him. So.
Did he say yes?
Yep. Good. He would.
Good. Did you have fun?
Evidently. I don't think they ever really dated that much afterwards. I mean, really, he didn't date a whole lot in high school, no.
So, do you think he was shy? Females made him uncomfortable at all, or was it just he was doing his own thing?
He was shy, and he was working on going to school and all this other stuff. Then we got out of school, like I said, he moved up to Mooresville and NASCAR Tech and stuff. We helped him through that school and stuff. And he moved a couple times to a couple different roommates and stuff like that. But we just always got to get an education and start making money and stuff.
When he told you that he was going to propose to Shanann, did he tell you why? Like why he loved her, why he wanted to get married to her?
I'm not really going to remember. We was all down at the beach at the same time. We was all on the beach with that, with Myrtle or whatever. So we all had the same condo type thing or a beach house, which they were in part of it, we was a part of it. And the next day, they told us about it, but they went down on the beach and proposed to her and everything.
Oh, so did you not know about it in bed?
No.
No.
No
surprise.
It was,
No good.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Started doing this again, I ain't got this much water, because every time I come out here, so make sure I start drinking a lot of water beforehand, so this altitude give me a headache.
That's the truth, man.
The only thing I wasn't clear about is, when was the first time you heard from Chris Lynn that he was considering separating, or was it 3 weeks ago, or was it before that?
It's about 3 weeks ago, probably, somewhere that time frame.
Did you kind of imply that it wasn't a surprise, or that he had considered it before? Had he discussed that with you before, or what made you think of it?
Discussed before. He just said he should have done it. Well, once he did tell us about it, he said I should have done this a long time ago, because he did the love and everything, just wasn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm. And had he had conversations with you about that in the past, that things weren't going right? Or was this the first you kind of heard that things were going right?
Yeah.
Obviously, when something happens like this, it's a tragedy all around. And, the one thing that people want to ask is, why something happened.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, that's the one thing we can't, but is there any insight that you can provide to us about, why you think something like this happened? Other than what you already told us, obviously.
Nothing really, like I said, her mood swings and everything else, and I don't know, she just went off that morning, but I think he had told her a few days before that, he wanted to get a separation and stuff, sell the house and stuff. And actually, she had already sent an email to the realtor about selling the house, and which Chris said he called and confirmed it and stuff. Well, she wanted to know it was coming. And I guess Monday morning, she was training went off for her. And I guess she thought it was going to go away, or they was start seeing a counselor or try to change or something. But it's a fine with me then.
Did you mention, and this, I know we don't really have time questions about it, but did you mention at all about when she came home from her trip? Obviously she's pregnant, so she's probably not her own clue. Did it seem like she was in a bipolar mood at all? Did it seem like she was on any drugs? Did he mention anything to you about how she was unusual? Yeah. I know it was late when she got home. Yeah. Nothing like that. You said he wasn't a drug user.
Did you ever become aware that they had possible plans to go for a weekend getaway this weekend or anything like that? You never told anything about that?
They asked us about what she did. They had a thing coming up in October, I think it was, to go to one of these resort things for the Vail. She told me, like, oh, tag your head, y'all have to come out here and watch kids. Type deal when she was down working on it. Okay, what's tag your head to? I said, you ask somebody, you don't say, you don't come out here and do it. And then she fly out here and do this and shit. Yeah. Of course, we didn't have a problem at the time with all that stuff. We had vacation time left, and we still do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have anything else to ask unless there's something you think we should know that we haven't asked.
I think I'm thinking right now is my brain's not much too right now.
Yeah, I think we're all probably in that at least.
Appreciate you sitting down and taking some time to chat with us.
I'll need to call my wife back, check on her, make sure she would. Or we'll pick her up to her house.
Yeah. Okay. How is she taking it?
Very good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's it.
I think
I see the video how she does, but I'm watching her now. There you go.
We missed it, H. Okay.
That's when that downstairs was.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
I just like that. Tons of pictures of
So as far as the rest of the night, have they told it? Do you have a hotel?
I don't want to have time on here.
I think it's for that to help you drive you over where you need to go and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, do y'all know if they taking the trips downtown tonight or what they're doing or anything? I'll talk to Randall about that or.
My assumption is that he'll probably be taking it custody tonight when he booked into Well County Jail, which is up in Greenwood.
It's north and east of here.
30 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
I guess we all information there, so I should be able to see him tomorrow, I presume, right?
Yeah, I would imagine he'll be booked through and all that stuff, I think.
Yeah, so the news crew out there now is just the thing they're gonna start telling what's going on now, is it still?
Yeah, the bosses are making those decisions, so that's not something we're really involved in. Deciding how and when to put stuff out. So
I think there'll be a more formal press release tomorrow.
Get the button out there.
Oh, that might not be very good.
You've done this before.
I didn't realize we were locked in there.
Yeah, that's
what I was trying to figure out first time I was down there. How the hell you doing there?
What I'd like to say to the court is that Shannon, Bella, and Nico are loving, caring people. They love life. They love being around people who love them. They always had good times. This is the first time they went to the beach this year, and they loved it. But God only knows what happened that night. Life will never be the same without Shannon, Bella, and Celeste and Nico. Had all their lives to live. They were taken by a heartless one. This is the heartless one, the evil monster, who dare you take the lives of my daughters Shannon, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. I trusted you to take care of them, not kill them. And they also trusted you. The heartless monster, and then you take them out like trash. You disgust me. They were loving and caring people. You may have taken their bodies from me, but you will never take the love they had for me. They loved us more than you will ever know, because you don't know what love is. Because if you did, you would not have killed them. You monster, thought you would get away with this. I don't know how. The cameras do not lie. You carry them out like trash of the house. Yes, I seen the videotape. You buried my daughter Shannon and Nico in a shallow grave, and then you put Bella and Celeste in huge containers of crude oil. You heartless monster. You have to live with this vision every day of your life, and I hope you see that every time you close your eyes at night. Oh, I forgot. You have no heart or feelings or love. Let me tell you something. I will think of them every day of my life, and I love them every day of my life. Prison is too good for you. This is hard to say, but may God have mercy on your soul. I hope you enjoy your new life. It's nothing like the one you had out here. May the courts have no mercy on you. It's hard every day. It hurts in so many ways. I have heard people say that you're not a monster. No, you are not. You're an evil monster. Thank you. Love you, Shannon, Bella, and Nico. Love you, Pop and Dad. And one other thing. And Shannon says she is super excited for justice today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. The past 3 months I barely slept because I've been going through a lot of different emotions because I did not see this coming. You went from being my brother, my sister's protector, one of the most loved people in my family, to someone I will spend the rest of my life trying to understand. What gave you the right to put your hands on a woman, let alone my best friend, my beloved sister, your daughters, and your son? Why weren't they enough for you? In the blink of an eye, you took away my whole world, the people that mattered to me the most. Everything in my life I loved, your children. They trusted you. They loved you. They looked up to you because you promised to keep them safe. Instead, you turned on your family. My blood is boiling as I write these last words because they are the last you will ever hear from me. I can't even think of the right words to describe the betrayal and the hate I feel. And to be honest, you aren't even worth the time and effort it takes to put my pen to this paper. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't cry for my family. They were my whole world. All I do is ask myself why. Why would you do this? You don't deserve to be called a man. What kind of person slaughters the people that love them the most? Did you really think you would get away with this? Did you really think that this was your best option, to throw away your family like they were garbage? They deserve better, and you know it. I hope you spend the rest of your life staring at the ceiling every night, being haunted by what you've done. None of us deserved this. Hearing my mother and father cry themselves to sleep in this hotel room causes me anguish that is beyond words. I can't describe how this feels, how badly my heart is breaking for my poor parents. We trusted you. You have taken away my family from this earth, but you can never take them from my heart. You took away my privilege of being an uncle to the most precious little girls I've ever known. I will never hear the words Uncle Frankie again, but you will never be called Dad again either. You'll never be able to put your hands on another woman, let alone my best friend, my beloved sister, and your son. I just can't comprehend how they weren't enough for you. Shanann, Bella, and Cece loved you more than anyone. You were their hero. How could you destroy the people who loved them the most? I pray that you never have a moment's peace or a good night's rest in the cage you'll spend every day of your life in. A cage you are privileged to live in because my family isn't evil like you. We begged the district attorney to spare your life because despite everything, we believe that no one has the right to take the life of another, even someone like you. I feel sorry for your family. I know the pain that they must feel knowing that they can't hug you, because that's how my mother, father, and I feel every time we cry for our family. Nothing hurts more than watching or hearing my family weep for their loved ones. I just wish that I could tell that you would tell the truth, but I know that that is asking for more than you are capable of. I stayed up all night writing this statement. I don't sleep because of you. My life will never be the same because of you, but at least my conscience is clear. I get to live free, but I can't say the same for you. I haven't slept in 2 days because I've been anxiously waiting for this moment, the moment I get to tell you how I feel, how this has affected my family and I. My family and I can finally grieve after today. If anything, we will come out of this stronger today than we were before, and we will continue to pray for your family. Sincerely, Frankie Rusick.
Thank you, Mr. Rusick.
I wanted to say thank you for this moment. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has prayed for our beloved family, who has sent gifts, cards to us from all over the world. I know God will put the evil people where they need to be. I also want to take the time to thank the town of Frederick, Greeley, FBI, the DA's office, the CBI, for exceptional work. We thank Nicole Atkinson, Shannon's neighbor Nathan, and his family. To me, they're our heroes. They really are. God bless. God makes no mistakes on who he puts in your life. Marriage is about love, trust, and friendship and unity. We marry for sickness and health, to death do us part. Our daughter Shannon loved you with all of her heart. Your children loved you to the moon and back. Shannon's family was her world. Shannon put a crown on your head. But unfortunately, the day that you took their life, God removed that crown. We loved you like a son. We trusted you. Your faithful wife trusted you. Your children adored you, and they also trusted you. Your daughter Bella Marie sang a song proudly. And I don't know if you got to see it, but it was, "Daddy, you're my hero." I have no idea who gave you the right to take their lives. But I know God and his mighty angels were there at that moment to bring them home to paradise. God gives us free will. So not only did you take the family of four, your family of four, you took your own life. I want the world to know that our daughter and her children were so loved by us. There will always be protected by God and his mighty angels. I didn't want death for you because that's not my right. Your life is between you and God now, and I pray that he has mercy for you. From Shannon's mother, Bella Marie, Celeste Catherine, and Nico Lee's Nana. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm Cindy Watts.
Ronnie Watts. Thank you. And I have authorized you to make a statement to the court as paternal grandparents of the children. And if you choose not to make a statement, but your designee, Ms. Powers, chooses to, she can do so as well. How would you like to proceed
Can I
today?
read that? I want you to start, but I would like to read
Who's
that.
going to be speaking today?
Your Honor, initially, they've asked me, and they're hoping that they have the strength to speak, but if they do not, they've written out their statements and asked me to finish for them. So
That would be fine. Who would like to go first?
if I could start, Your Honor. On behalf of the Watts, Your Honor, and to the community, we thank you for the opportunity and the recognition under the Victim Bill of Rights. We come today as the grandparents and the parent of the daughter and children whose life was taken in this case. We are not here to ask for leniency. We are not in any way condoning or tolerating the crime that has occurred and the pain that has been caused. We join in our daughter-in-law and grandchildren's family in saying this should never have happened. This is not condonable. This is something that we will never get over. We appreciate the consideration that everyone has paid, most especially the families that have lost everyone. We appreciate that they begged for Christopher's life. We agree and echo what they have said, that it is not his place to take anyone's life, nor would it be our place as a community to take his life. So we thank you for the opportunity and for every consideration and effort that's been put out. The prosecution in this case has in fact respected the Victim Bill of Rights. They took the time to explain that the information that my clients had at the time that they were interviewed was not correct. They were misinformed. They were searching for answers. They were not intending to cause any pain to anyone. And they appreciate that the prosecution answered their questions and gave them the time and the respect and the consideration so that they could tell this court and everyone in this community that the interview content was not their message, that they accept that their son has done this, that they accept that he chose to plead guilty, that he sought and requested their consent and agreement for a life sentence. They appreciate that he is given the opportunity to serve that life sentence. It is his responsibility, it is his sentence, and it is not enough to make up for what has done. We understand and we join the family in that we have questions. We don't know how such a thing could possibly happen, or that a man that was responsible for raising his children and protecting his wife would take the steps that he did, and that he would disregard their bodies and the love that he had for them and they had for him and everyone else, and take the gestures and put this community through the investigation and the discovery and the responsibility of bringing justice. We do not understand that. We do not think it was appropriate. We cannot begin to think that an explanation will ever justify it. My clients indicate that they understand that a full opportunity for a confession with all of the responsibility and accountability has not occurred. And they support the family and the request that that happen, if not today, at an appropriate time, in an appropriate manner, so that everyone can have peace, to understand to the best of their ability the details that they need and to have their questions answered. And by giving this opportunity of a life sentence, we hope that he embraces that moment. That had the death penalty been pursued, there would not have been an opportunity to be accountable and to give a full confession. And had the death penalty been sought, counsel would have fought for his life, the prosecutors would have been engaged in a multiple-year battle, the families would have been torn apart, this community would have had to subsidize it and endure it, and we have so much respect and gratefulness that that did not happen. We would strongly encourage Christopher Watts to give that full confession in the tone and in the timing that he thinks is appropriate with the guidance of his counsel. We feel that it would be appropriate and helpful to ease the pain and the suffering. But we also say we don't think that there's anything that he can say that will ever account for his behavior. There's nothing that can be done to cure the harm he has caused. And he has the responsibility to serve his sentence with dignity and with regard for everyone, and to spend every breath that he has left in an atonement for what he has done. Do you want to read it?
So if I could just have you state your name for the record.
Cindy Watts.
Thank you.
My name is Cindy Watts. I am the grandmother of two beautiful granddaughters, Bella Marie, Celeste Catherine Watts. I am also the mother of Christopher Watts, who I will be directing most of my statement to. First, I'd like to begin by recognizing the absolute horror of this crime and acknowledging the devastating loss that both the Rusek family as well as our family have faced. Our families have been irreparably broken by the needless deaths of Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico. This is something we will never get over. We will always mourn the loss of our family, and in that we are united in our grief. I am still struggling to understand how and why this tragedy occurred. I may never be able to understand and accept it, but I pray for peace and healing for all of us. Now to my son Christopher. I have known you since the day you were born into this world. I have watched you grow from a quiet and sweet, curious child who Bella reminded me so much of, to a young man who worked hard in sports and later mechanics to achieve your goals. You are a good friend, brother, father, and son. We have loved you from the beginning, and we still love you now. This might be hard for some to understand, how I can sit here under these circumstances and tell you, although we are heartbroken, although we can't imagine what could have led us to this day, but we love you. Maybe you can't believe it either. As the Lord said in Jeremiah 3:31, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I have continued my faithfulness to you. And you, as your mother, Chris, I have always loved you, and I still do. I hate what has happened. Your father and sister and I are struggling to understand why. But we will remain faithful as your family, just as God remains faithful because of his unconditional love for us all. We love you, and we forgive you, son.
Thank you.
Judge, if I could read Mr. Watts' statement.
Yes.
My name is Ronnie Watts, and I am the grandfather of Bella, Celeste, Nico Watts, and I am the father of Shannon. I am the father of Christopher Watts as well. And one of the most important things I've done in my life is to raise my children and to watch as they started their own families. I spent many years coaching Little League and talking to my son, taking him to the races, and sharing my love and knowledge of cars with him. He was just as involved with his girls. I believe he loves his girls. I know he does. This tragedy has impacted my family in so many ways. Beyond losing my precious grandchildren, our beloved daughter-in-law, we are forced to question everything. We still don't have all the answers, and I hope one day, Christopher, you can help us. Chris, I want to talk to you as a father and son. You are here today accepting responsibility, but I want to tell you this now. I love you. Nothing will ever change that, and I want you to find peace, and today is your first step. The Bible says if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just and will forgive us. Chris, I forgive you, and your sister forgives you, and we will never abandon you, and we love you. Dad. Judge, thank you for the opportunity to address the court.
is, as we mentioned yesterday, just knocking out the polygraph.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that today?
Okay.
Why don't we do that now?
Okay.
We'll get that out of the way when you're done. This is Tammy. Did you meet Tammy yesterday?
No, this is
okay.
the only one.
This is Tammy.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
All right. So then when we're done, we'll figure out our game plan that I was talking about today.
Okay.
Does your dad have availability to use the car if you're going to be here for like an hour or more?
Can you drive?
Oh, he can drive. Yeah, he's yeah.
Okay, and I'll go explain to him everything that's going on.
Okay. He will know where to go, but.
Oh, okay. Well, we can.
Well, the house. He knows how to get to the house, but if it's not ready, you can't go in there. But.
Okay.
Does he know how to use GPS on his phone? Or anything?
Yeah, but he wouldn't know where else to go besides my house.
Oh, that's true.
That's just, yeah, I can tell him if he can get to go to my friend's house.
Okay.
I'm not sure, if I'd be here for an hour or 4 hours.
You want me to just go talk to him and let him know when the house is going to be ready and all that, and when he can go? Because he can go grab a bite to eat or something, right?
Oh yeah, if everything should be open by now around here. So.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure he's been flying since 5 o'clock East Coast time, so.
Okay, why don't we knock this out?
Okay.
I think it's the best thing to do to move past all of this. And then I'll go talk to your dad. He'll have the keys. Everything will be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have this number, so you can call him when you're done.
There's no signal in this place, so.
As bad as that, that's why I couldn't talk to you earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Between him and me, we'll figure out how to communicate with him and get him where he needs to go.
Okay. Yeah. I've been getting text messages from a lot of news places.
Okay.
I don't know really
I think that's part of maybe what we game plan today.
Not just here Today Show or I don't know what to do with that.
Well, I think that you certainly can do whatever you need to or want to do. But I think that after we knock this out, we get back to the team and we make a plan.
Okay, so I've been getting different advice as far as her mom says if it's a kidnapping then she says not to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm torn of what to do.
Well,
her mom told you not to talk?
Yeah, her mom's saying because she was advised by someone like police or a detective there that if he talks to the media it might.
To the media. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about to the police.
Oh no, just the media in general.
Yeah.
Cause it's gone. Today's Show, Good Morning America, is trying to get a hold of me, my parents, friends. So I just.
Sometimes we release details that maybe the public.
They want
doesn't
details
know.
from me.
I know. So
and
that's
why
why.
I don't want to impede with what's going on here, and put the things out because I've watched enough shows that say all right, don't put things out there before the police.
Because then you don't know if somebody really knows or if they just saw it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. I think while you're doing this, it's going to be completely okay to ignore your phone and the media and everyone, right?
Okay.
So let's get this out of the way. I think it'll really clear your mind a little bit, right?
All right.
So why don't we put a halt on the phone, on texting people, on Good Morning America, all those stuff.
I haven't responded to any of them.
Let's focus on this. Yeah. Let's focus on this. Let's knock it out, and then let's talk.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And Grandma, you'll come in. I'll go get you when we're done.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. So go ahead and have a seat right here, Chris.
Sit on this?
Yep, I know. I'll explain what that is here in a little bit, but you don't have to worry. It's not on or anything right now. It's not gonna buzz you or anything.
I've never done this before.
I know. A lot of people haven't had polygraphs before. It's not like a normal thing that people go through. A lot of people, obviously in law enforcement and places like that, they have to go through polygraphs for their job. But other than that, most people never take a polygraph in their entire life. So.
Yeah, so I have no idea what to expect, honestly.
Yeah. So how are you feeling today?
I'm sick to my stomach, honestly. The first day I thought, okay, she was just somewhere.
Sure.
And after yesterday, all the activity at my house, I didn't know, it went to the other extreme. I've just been sick to my stomach that either somebody has her or she's in trouble and the kids are not safe either.
Right. Well, and I think that's totally awesome that you're here today. I commend you. We do this in all of our missing person cases, so don't think that we're just singling you out oh my gosh, they want me to take a polygraph. Anytime, someone was the last person to see people or, it's a missing person case, we start from the inside and we work out. That's pretty much what we do. So I've done polygraphs on the Jessica Ridgway case. I don't know if you were here for that.
The name sounds familiar.
The little girl that went missing in Westminster and
okay.
that, yeah. And then just the one that we had in Thornton last year or the year before. So we do this all the time. So please don't think that you're being singled out. This is one way that if you didn't have anything to do with it, that we can let the investigators know, the people that really do need to know, that are looking for your wife and your little girls, to let them know, like, you know what, don't focus on Chris, focus over here, because obviously we've already cleared him, he's good to go. Now focus on the real person that did something to this, you know, to Shanann and the little girl. So, okay. So I am, my name is Tammy. If you can call me Tammy, I'm an agent with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. So it's a CBI. It's kind of like the FBI, but for Colorado.
Okay.
So what our role is, just so you know, is anytime a law enforcement agency or a district attorney's office or the governor needs assistance with a case, they can call the CBI to come out and assist them.
Okay.
So obviously in this, you know, type of case, they're calling in all the resources that they can, which includes me, who works out of the Denver office, and I also do Polygraph. So they asked me if I would be willing to come here and chat with you and hopefully get you cleared up and on your way, because it sounds like that's what you're here for, and that's awesome, because that's mostly what people want to do is like, dude, you're the wrong person. Like, I just want to show you I had nothing to do with this, and then you guys can get on your way and, you know, do your investigation somewhere else. So, because that helps us, because then we don't have to keep focusing on Chris. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. This polygraph today is going to be recorded.
Okay.
Obviously, it would be dumb if I didn't, because what if at the end I said you said whatever and you really didn't say it? Obviously, they could go back and look at the recording. There's a camera right there. And there's also a backup digital recording that I'm doing.
Okay.
Your Honor, there are no words to adequately describe the unimaginable tragedy that brings us before this court today. By my comments, I'm not even going to try to express the horror, the pain, or the suffering that the defendant has caused to these families, to this community, and to all who are a part of this investigation. However, I do want to spend a few minutes sharing with the court the details of the crime, as so far you've only had an opportunity to review the affidavit and a few facts here and there that have been offered to the court in the motions and pleadings that have been filed. The questions that have screamed out to anyone who will listen since August 13th of 2018 are why and how. Why did this have to happen? How could a seemingly normal husband and father annihilate his entire family? For what? These are the questions that only one individual in this courtroom or on this planet knows the answers to. I fully expect we will not receive the answers to these questions today, nor will we at any point in the future. I don't expect that he will ever tell the truth about what truly happened or why. Even if he did, there is no rational way that any human being could find those answers acceptable responses to such horrific questions. The best we can do is try to piece together some kind of understanding from the evidence that is available to us. And the evidence tells us this: the defendant coldly and deliberately ended 4 lives, not in a fit of rage, not by way of accident, but in a calculated and sickening manner. Shanann was 34 years old. She had married the defendant in November of 2012. Over the weekend leading up to August 13th, she had been at a work conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and returned home in the early morning hours of August 13th. We know that she got home about 1:45 in the morning. The doorbell camera on their home shows her arriving back home from the airport. Shortly thereafter, at least according to the defendant, they had what he referred to as an emotional conversation about the state of their marriage and about what their lives would look like going forward. What was said during that emotional conversation, only he knows. What we do know is that shortly after that, the defendant strangled her to death with his own hands. We know that he slowly took her life the morning of August 13th. We know that this was not done in an uncontrolled, vengeful manner that he tried to describe to agents from CBI and the FBI. If that were the case, you would expect to see vicious, horrible bruising about her neck, shoulders, and face. You would expect to see the hyoid bone in her neck broken. You would expect to see some kind of defensive wounds on his body as she struggled and fought for her own life. None of those are present. The only injuries that were on Shanann's body were, one, set of finger or bruising, what appeared to be fingernail or finger mark bruising to the right side of her neck. We know that our experts will tell us that it takes 2 to 4 minutes to strangle someone to death manually with their own hands. The horror that she felt as the man that she loved wrapped his hands around her throat and choked the life out of her must have been unimaginable. Even worse, what must Bella, age 4, and Celeste, age 3, must have experienced or thought as their father, the one man on this planet who was supposed to nurture and protect them, was snuffing out their lives. They both died from smothering. Let me say that again. The man seated to my right smothered his daughters. Why? Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father took her last breaths away. Your Honor, understand very clearly, Bella fought back for her life. The frenulum, the connective tissue between her upper lip and her gum, had a centimeter and a half laceration. She bit her tongue multiple times before she died. She fought back for her life as her father smothered her. Celeste had no such injuries. In fact, she had no external injuries at all. But according to the medical examiner, she was smothered nonetheless. The defendant then methodically and calmly loaded their bodies into his work truck, not in a hasty or disorganized way. He was seen from the neighbor's doorbell camera backing his truck into the driveway, going back and forth into the house and back out to the truck 3 different times, 1 time for each of their bodies. He then drove them away from their family home 1 final time, intent on hiding any evidence of the crimes that he had just committed. In 1 final sign of callousness for his wife, his daughters, and their unborn son, and their remains, he drove them to a location that he thought no one would ever find them, to one of the oil tank batteries with which he was so familiar. He knew this was safe. He had texted a coworker the night before saying, "I'll head out to that site. I'll take care of it." He had carefully ensured that he would be alone in the middle of the plains to secrete away the remains of his family in a place that he hoped they would never be found. In 1 final measure of disrespect for the family he once had, he ensured that they would not be together, even in death, or so he thought. He disposed of them in different locations. He buried Shanann and Nico in a shallow grave away from the oil tanks. Bella and Celeste were thrown away in the oil tanks at this facility. Different tanks, so these little girls wouldn't be together in death. Imagine this, Your Honor. This defendant took those little girls and put them through a hatch at the top of an oil tank, 8 inches in diameter. Bella had scratches on her left buttocks from being shoved through this hole. A tuft of blonde hair was found on the edge of one of these hatches. The defendant told investigators that Bella's tank seemed emptier than CC's because of the sound that the splashes made. These were his daughters. Significantly, when his coworkers arrived at the tank battery later that morning, to a person, they all described him as acting completely normally. It was a normal workday, even while his daughters sank in the oil and water not far away from him. And then his efforts at deception truly began. We've all seen the emotionless interviews that the defendant gives to the local media, asking for help in locating his family. We watched as he claimed that the house was empty without them, and that he hoped that they were somewhere safe, and that he just wanted them to come home. He told investigators that they were at home sleeping when he left for work that morning, and that Shanann had told him that she was taking the girls to a friend's house for the day. What is striking about this case, Your Honor, beyond the horrors that I've already described to you, is the number of collateral victims that he created by his actions. While he stood in front of TV cameras asking for the safe return of his family, scores of law enforcement officers, neighbors, friends, and family scoured the area, fretted for their safe return. They texted him begging for any information and sending him their best wishes, all the while he hid what he had done. The list of indirect victims does not end there. Think of the firefighters and the Colorado State Patrol hazmat experts who had to don protective suits and who were called upon to pull Bella and Celeste out of those oil tanks. Or the coroner employees who had to conduct these autopsies. Or the victim assistants who frantically attempted to ease the suffering of those affected. All of this, Your Honor, for what? Why? Why did this have to happen? His motive was simple, Your Honor. He had a desire for a fresh start, to begin a relationship with a new love that overpowered all decency and feelings for his wife, his daughters, and unborn son. While Shanann texted the defendant over and over again in the days and weeks leading up to her death, attempting to save her marriage, the defendant secreted pictures of his girlfriend into his phone and searched and texted her at all hours of the night. While Shanann sent the defendant self-help and relationship counseling books, one of which, ironically enough, was thrown in the garbage, he was searching the internet for secluded vacation spots to take his new love in researching jewelry. And while Shanann took the girls to visit family in North Carolina, the defendant went to car museums and the sand dunes with his new girlfriend. The stark contrast between the subjects of their internet and text content is absolutely stunning. Even the morning after he killed them and disposed of their bodies, he made several phone calls. One was to the school where the girls were supposed to start, telling the school that the girls would not be coming to school anymore, that they were being unenrolled, presumably to give him some more time before law enforcement notification about them going missing. He contacted a realtor to start discussing the selling of his house, and he texted with his girlfriend about their future. None of this answers the questions of why, however. If he was this happy and wanted a new start, get a divorce. You don't annihilate your family and throw them away like garbage. Why did Nico, Celeste, Bella, and Shanann have to lose their lives in order for him to get what he wanted? Your Honor, justice demands the maximum sentence under the agreement reached by the parties. As you will recall, the agreement calls for life sentences as to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, and all of those to run consecutively to one another. It also calls for the count of unlawful termination of a pregnancy as to Nico to run consecutively to counts 1, 2, and 3. I would suggest that the extreme aggravation present in the defendant's conduct and in the efforts that I have described mandate that the sentences for counts 7, 8, and 9, the tampering with a deceased human body, each be the maximum of 12 years, and that those sentences run consecutively to one another. It is very clear that each of these acts, that these were not the subject of one act, but each oil tank that he walked up with his daughter's bodies and the hole that he dug for his wife and unborn son mandate a mandatory consecutive sentence. It's been alluded to this morning, but the defendant was certainly eligible for the death penalty in this case under the existing law in the state of Colorado. As you heard, Shanann's family strongly opposed my office seeking the death penalty and being bound to the criminal justice system for the next several decades. That's in large part, as you've heard, why we have reached the agreement that we have. 4 lives were lost at the hands of the defendant on August 13th for reasons that we will never fully understand, nor will we know. In the end, the Rusick family was much more merciful towards him than he was towards his wife, his daughters, and his unborn son. Prison for the remainder of his life is exactly where he belongs for murdering his entire family. Thank you.
Are you seeking 91 days to file a request for restitution?
I am, Your Honor, please.
I'll grant that request.
Chris Watts, WATTS.
What's going on right now around your house?
Right now you got K-9 units, the sheriff's department, everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, and see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, they went somewhere. And right now it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shanann a few times that day, called her, say but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day, but she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning. And Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nope, nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shanann, Shanann.
What's your kids' name?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
Celeste.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with the kids.
Yeah, my kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And this, like, I mean, last night, like, during, like, when they usually eat dinner, it was just like, I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not going to get your dessert, and just like, you're not going to get your snack after. I miss that. Like, I miss them, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on, and know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said that to you at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely gotten into bed pretty much.
And this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not this has got to stop. Like, somebody has to come forward.
Have you spoken to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like, every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you? Like,
They're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know, because I mean they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is, I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like you wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? What's police saying to you?
Right now, this is what they're doing right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far, because yesterday the Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and tried to gather whatever information they could. And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors, did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like, cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any though, so feel free to step in. My last question is, if your wife can see this, if she can watch this, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.